Hello guys, Josh here, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing good. Feel free to say hi in the comments. Let me know how your day's going. In fact, question for you, question of the day. What did you have for breakfast? I'm dying to know. But yeah, hope you guys are good. By the way, just before we start the video, if you're not already following me on Instagram or Twitter, guys, I'd massively appreciate a follow on there because I've been trying to upload a lot more frequently on those platforms recently to kind of give you guys content in between videos and kind of let you know what's going on and catch up with you. So yeah, if you could drop us a follow, I'd massively appreciate it. I'll link it in the description or just search Tech Tesseract on either of those platforms. And if you ever need to DM us about anything, ask me about your setup, feel free. Now today guys, we are doing more room upgrades. I know I've been doing quite a lot of these videos recently, but I mean, we have a lot of upgrades to do. Now let me ask you a question guys. If you look on this side of the room, what do you see? I'll tell you what you see, RGB. If you look on this side of the room, what do you see? You see RGB. However, if you look in the middle of the room, what don't you see? I'll tell you what you don't see, guys. You don't see any RGB, and we've got to fix that. So what I did was, guys, I went onto Amazon, yes, and we picked up this thing, which is an under cabinet LED lighting, which I just read off of here for you. And what we're going to be doing is installing that in the IKEA unit over there because I love the IKEA unit. I think it looks great. It's got all my figures on. But yeah, it's lacking lighting, especially RGB. So these things should work pretty well. They're basically just like little disc lights that we can stick under each compartment. I was thinking of using LED strips, but then I think it would have been too complicated because we'd have to like cut strips between each compartment and solder them. So yeah, I just got these and I actually got 2 packs. And what I'm going to do is have like 2 of each in each compartment. No, 1 of each in each compartment, but kind of alternate them so they can be different colors. And then the ones that are left over we'll put underneath to do some underglow. So should look pretty sick. By the way, if you want to check these out, guys, I'll leave a link in the description. Now, we do have a couple of issues to overcome to be able to install these because this part of the room has no power to it. So what I'm going to have to do is run a power strip over from here to the middle along some trunking. I've actually got some trunking already installed, but it's not big enough for a power cable. So I've got some more trunking over there, as you can see. So we've got to remove that, install new trunking. And the other issue is that we have no free sockets left. I think I've got like a 6-way power strip and they're all used up. So I've had to order a new power strip. Then we're going to have to run like power strip round the skirting to there. So should be pretty interesting. Like I said, these things are never simple. To get a room to kind of look this clean, you have to do a lot of thinking. But yeah, that is what we're doing today. And by the end of the video, we should have some sick lighting in this IKEA unit. It's going to look really good. Let's go. Alrighty, so first things first, we need to remove the stuff from this IKEA unit so we can get it pulled out. As you can see, I do have quite a lot of game merch. We've got some stuff from Mirror's Edge, The Witcher, we've got Need for Speed Heat, Deus Ex, Cyberpunk, Borderlands, and Watch Dogs as well. I do need to reorganize all of this stuff. I'll probably do that once we've got everything installed. By the way, guys, if you want to skip any parts of the video, I have put timestamps in the description, so it should come up with chapters along the scroll bar so you can find what you're looking for. Anyway, let's take this stuff out. Right, so here's what we're going to be doing. We've got the disc lights here, and like I said, you get 4 in a pack, but the thing is you can only have them the same color. So I ordered 2 packs, so what I'm going to do is have 1 here and 1 here, and then I'm going to have 1 here and 1 here, and then we'll be able to have different colors, which should look pretty cool. Now, as regards actually installing them, they come with 3M tape pads, so we're going to be sticking them to the top of each compartment, running the cables along the top, and then I'm going to drill a hole through the back for each one so that we can feed all the cables behind. I'm also going to be plugging them into a smart socket, so we'll be able to turn them on and off with our phone. So yeah, I'll get this pulled out and then we can start working on it. Here's the disc lights a little bit closer up, guys. So as you can see, we've got 9 LEDs inside here with a diffusion layer, and have actually plugged them in to test them, and they're pretty bright. They also have this long cable on them, which plugs into this kind of controller, has 4 slots on it for the 4 lights, and then you just plug your power supply into here. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I've actually put little marker points on the center points of each shelf so that we make sure we get them in the right place. And I also noticed as well that the 3M tape pads that come with it are not actually tape, they're adhesive, Velcro. So what we'll do is we'll stick this onto the point that I've marked and then this onto the disc light and then stick them on. I'm not sure why they decided to go with Velcro instead of just adhesive, but I mean, works pretty much the same. By the way, I know the camera angle makes it look like these are kind of off center, but I can assure you they are straight. So as you can see, all the Velcro pads are attached now, so all we need to do is just stick them on here like that, and it's all good to go. I suppose it is quite good that they're Velcro as well, because you can reposition them slightly if you need to. Now what we need to do before we actually install these guys is take them off and drill some holes through this backboard. It's very thin wood, so it shouldn't be an issue. And then I'm going to run the cables along the top of each shelf so that you can't see them. So yeah, we'll do that now. So I've actually just done one of the holes and it went absolutely fine. I managed to feed the cable through. I don't know if this drill bit is specifically designed for this purpose, but I mean, there's that famous saying, if it works, and it worked. I mean, I don't know if it's actually a famous saying, but it is now. Yeah, this was kind of the only drill bit I had that was wide enough to fit the connector of the cable through. So now we just need to do the rest of them. There we go, so we'll get the second cable now and just feed that through the back of here. And that is number 2 complete, so I'll just do the other ones quickly now and then we can get this all rigged up. So I've actually just gone ahead and hooked them up to power so that we can test that the lights do in fact work before we rig everything else up. We've got the controller right here, which has a bunch of colours on, so let's go ahead and hit the on switch. That looks absolutely sick. Check it out, guys. See, I told you that part of the room, it was missing RGB. That looks amazing. We need to get the cable trunking rigged up so that it looks nice and clean. Get all the figures put back on. But yeah, that looks absolutely sick. We've got loads of different colors as well. Red, green, blue. We can have all the colors, you know. Purple looks pretty good as well. So let's get it finished. Quick update just before we install the power and the trunking. I've actually gone ahead and added the remaining disc lights. So we're now running 8 in total. You can see I've hooked them up to 2 separate controllers as well, which is what allows us to have different colors. I've also added 2 at the back there, so we've got a bit of an ambient glow, and also 2 underneath as well. On camera, they do look a little bit spotlighty. They don't actually look as bad in person, but even if we do want to kind of move them once we've moved all the cables and seen how it looks, shouldn't be an issue because they're only Velcro and they're quite easy to reposition. Right, so now to explain the remaining issues to you guys. So as I said, there is no power on this side of the room. The nearest power socket is actually over here. Alright, so we've got a 6-way power socket that runs along this trunking, around the side of the PC, and underneath here. And I know this is pretty messy at the moment. I was actually doing some kind of maintenance on it the other week, and I didn't really do a good job of putting everything back. But anyway, we've got a 6-way socket there, and all of the sockets are being used. So what we've got to do is run an 8-way socket, replace that to go along there, and then we'll be able to plug everything back into it, like the PC and things. And then I've got another socket which is going to run off of that and along the skirting and underneath here. Now I know some people in the comments are going to be like, but wait Josh, you can't have an extension into an extension cable, you'll burn your house down. Now guys, I'm not a qualified electrician, so I'm not giving you any advice here, and if you burn your own house down, it's nothing to do with me. However, in the UK at least, you can have 13 amps off of one socket. As long as you don't exceed the current, then you're fine. So yes, you can have an extension into an extension. It's just meaning that you don't want to plug 18 kettles into it. Are we good? We're good. Let's carry on. The other issue we have is that this cable trunking or cable raceway that contains an Ethernet cable that runs from my hub all the way over to the second setup over there, the second PC, it's not thick enough to contain a power cable because those power cables are thick boys. So what we've got to do is take off this cable trunking and replace it with a thick boy, and then we should be able to run the power cable along here and over to this cabinet. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a pain to do, but it will be worth it. Alright, so as expected, it has pulled a little bit of paint off the wall, but that's alright because we can fix it at a later date, and the trunking that we're going to be putting over this is bigger anyway, so we won't be able to see it. Alright, so here is the new cable trunking. So as you can see, it is quite a bit thicker than the other one, so we won't have any issues fitting a power cable through this. Now just to stick it on. There we go, that looks pretty good. I've also got some corner caps as well to cover this corner, which I will add in a few moments. We've also got to take off this trunking and replace that, and possibly the back as well. I know you can't really see it, but we'll see how it looks. Right, so I think that should be adequate, guys. I was going to run also another thick piece of trunking along the back here, but once we've got the cabinet installed again, I don't think we'll be able to see it anyway. So we'll put everything back and we'll see how it looks. So we're currently in the process of installing the new power strip. As you can see, this one has a lot more sockets than the other one. And this is probably the part of my setup that I hate the most. I'll explain in a second. I guess you guys don't really get to see the kind of ugly side of cable management that much, because when you normally see it, it's just like all neat. But you can see, as soon as you start to kind of let cable management go, it starts to spoil the aesthetic of the whole setup, which is why I guess I'm so particular about it. But yeah, anyway, this is the part I hate the most. This piece of trunking is only just big enough to fit this bunch of cables through, like just big enough. And anytime I ever have to touch this or do anything to it, all the cables fall out, and I basically have to untangle everything and literally stack them perfectly. Like, I have to make sure they're all lined up and like stacked on top of each other, otherwise it doesn't close. So that is what I'm doing right now. I would film it for you guys, but one, I kind of need the space, and two, it will literally probably take me like half an hour to do it, so I'll see you guys afterwards. Alright, that took ages, guys. I was cable managing for like a couple of hours at least. So basically, I'll show you what we've done. We've ran the new power strip up along here. This on its own, guys, took like, I'm not even kidding, like 45 minutes to do, because it's just so difficult to get the cables to stay in there. Plus there's like obviously a little bit of tension on either side, as I mentioned. But yeah, those come down there as they did last time. And then under the desk, you can't really see it, but the power strip is stuck to the back of the desk. And then we've got the other extension that comes out of there, runs along the wall, along the skirting, and behind this cabinet. So everything looks really clean. I'm really happy with how it looks. Last thing to do is just to put all of the figures back in this shelving unit. And there we go, everything is complete. We've put all the figures back. I'll just give you a little rundown on what we've done. So I know it does look a little bit cluttered at the moment. I've actually got another one of these IKEA units which is coming. It's actually being delivered tomorrow because I've got quite a lot of figures, and I've got even more coming actually later this year when they get released, and we kind of need to split them up, but I've just put them all back in place for now. As you can see, we've got all the same stuff, and the lighting just makes it look so much better. Like obviously we've got the compartments that are lit now, and we can change the colours as well. But yeah, it just really makes everything pop and kind of stand out. I have actually hooked up this entire power strip to a smart socket as well, so we can just use our phone to turn it on and off, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I think it looks amazing, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Alright, mission complete. I would say pretty successful. Let me know what you think to it in the comments below. I'd say I'm like 90% happy with it. The only thing I'm not quite so sure on is that underglow, just because it does look a little bit spotlighty. But I mean, we can always switch those out for some USB LED strips, and probably by the next video, you guys will be like, I'm pretty sure Josh has switched those out. By the way, if you do want to check out the lighting kit that I used, I will have it linked in the description for you guys. And if you're wondering what that kind of projector laser thing is on the wall, I'll have that linked as well. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Like I said, I've been trying to do a few more of these upgrade / vlog type videos because I know loads of you guys like them. And I can kind of understand why as well, because I like sharing this stuff with you guys, because I know when you look at an upgrade like this, like you just look at it and you think, all right, so we've added some RGB to a cabinet. But it's not until you kind of look at all the behind the scenes stuff and see all the planning that had to go into it, and like, it's not just as simple as adding some RGB, there's always other problems. So yeah, it's kind of nice to share that with you guys and give you an insight onto kind of how I think when I look at myself and I look at potential upgrades and try and get everything to look as clean as possible. If you did enjoy, guys, a like rating would be appreciated. Subscribe if you're new, I'd love to see you here again. You can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Tesseract, I'd appreciate a follow there. And yeah, with that being said, hope you guys have an awesome week. I'll catch you all in the next one.